Welcome to Sudbury Sports Unbiased, your source for no-spin coverage on the Sudbury Wolves, Sudbury Five, Sudbury Cubs, and Sudbury Cyclones, with Rick and Craig. Hello sports fans, Craig here, and today we're going to preview Canada's World Cup 2026 campaign. It kicks off Friday afternoon in Toronto against Bosnia-Herzegovina. We're going to preview that match. We're going to give you our starting 11. We're going to go through some of the strategies. We're going to look at Bosnia and Herzegovina briefly, and we're going to give you our fearless prediction as for what will take place. By the way, just for the information of our viewers, all Canadian games and match previews will be on this channel. If you're looking for previews and information on other World Cup countries, you'll find that on our sister channel, Beyond the Sports Headlines. Hopefully that's clear. And now, without any further ado, let's turn to Canada and their opening game of the 2026 World Cup in Toronto. This game has been highly anticipated literally for years. In 2022, Canada made it to Qatar. It was a dream qualification. There was very little expected of this team, and very little was delivered, not particularly surprising, as it was their first time on the big stage in 36 years. In 2026, expectations are completely different. Canada not only expects to be competitive, but they expect to get out of their group, and they expect to move on to the group stage. This will start with match 1, which is a critical game in this 3-game set. Let's talk about Bosnia and Herzegovina for a moment. Bosnia and Herzegovina beat Ireland in the first European playoff, and then they stunned the football world by beating the mighty Azzurri of Italy in a playoff, 1-1, and they won the game on penalty kicks. This Bosnian team is no pushover. If you can beat Italy under any circumstances, you deserve to be at the World Cup on merit. Bosnia-Herzegovina has one big star, Adam Dzeko. Adam has been slowed down by injuries, and he was training not at full speed this week. Whether he will be available and how much he will play is open to question. Bosnia-Herzegovina has some dangerous wingers, and I expect them to cross the ball into the Canadian box, and they have large players, and so I expect that they will try to win aerial duels and put the Canadian defense, in particular the center backs, under pressure, and try to pressure goaltender Max Crepeau with those type of opportunities. Do I think Bosnia and Herzegovina will score a goal in this game? Yes, I do. And the reason I say that is because the Canadian back line has been riddled with injuries. And you only have to look at who is not available for play for Canada in this game. None other than Alphonso Davies. Canadian coach Jesse Marsh just had his pre-match press conference, and he confirmed that only Alphonso Davies was unavailable to play on Friday afternoon. Another player that's been coming back from injury is center back Moise Bombito. Bombito has trained extremely well this week, and it is a possibility that he could play and he might start. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but a Moise Bombito who can come on the pitch and contribute is a definite asset to the Canadian cause. Let's go through the Canadian starting 11 that will likely play on Friday afternoon. The goaltender will be Max Crepeau. The defenders, and it'll be in a 4 formation, will be Alistair Johnston, Derek Cornelius, Luc de Fougerolles, and Richie Laryea. The midfielders, it will be a double pivot, meaning there will be 2 midfielders, and we expect those to be Ismail Kone and Stefan Eustáquio. The wingers are going to be Liam Miller and Tajon Buchanan. And up front, as the strikers, will be Jonathan David and Kyle Larin. This is a quality Canadian team. It is not a full-strength Canadian team, but it's one of the stronger starting 11s that Canada has fielded in recent memory. So how does Canada win this game, and what do I think they will do to try to exploit Bosnia-Herzegovina? Well, here's what I think is the big Canadian asset, and that is speed. If you're British, we call it pace, but I'll call it speed. Canada has excellent speed in their wing players, and their strikers are also quite fast. I think that they will try to exploit their speed advantage and try to put the Bosnian defense in situations where they are defending one-on-one. Buchanan and Miller are both elusive, and they can probably get by their defenders from time to time. Jonathan David is an excellent striker. If you give him an opportunity, there's a good chance he will finish. Kyle Larin is on a good run of form. Canada will probably score a goal from open play. What that means is that during the run of play, Canada should score a goal. I do expect that they will have a number of corner kick opportunities because they will be the team with the ball most of the time. I'm not sure that Bosnia-Herzegovina will park the bus, and basically what I mean by that is stay in a defensive formation, but I do expect they're going to invite Canada to have possession, and they'll park plenty of players in their opposition box and dare Canada to try to beat them on one-on-one situations. I think that Canada will be good for at least one goal in that regard. I do think that Bosnia-Herzegovina will be a stiff opponent and a stiff test. I think it's important that Canada scores first in this game. There will be a huge home field advantage and a roaring crowd. And I think that Canada, if they score early, there will be a huge weight lifted from their shoulders. Canada is the sort of team that plays well when it has momentum on its side, and I expect that Canada will use momentum to get an early lead. I do expect that Bosnia-Herzegovina will attack the weakened Canadian back line and they will score a goal. So I think it'll be 1-1 late in the match, and that's where the substitutes will come into play. So who do I think is going to be the player that could be the hero for Canada in this contest? Well, I'm going to take a real long shot gamble here, and I'm going to tell you that I think the hero of this contest could very well be Promise David. Promise David coming back from injury, he will be available on the bench as a sub. Promise David is a dynamic player. He is one of those few players that needs only one chance, and he has a good possibility of capitalizing on it. In fact, I see Promise David as scoring the late winner in this game. My prediction after all is said and done, Canada 2, Bosnia-Herzegovina 1. That will be a huge first win for Canada on their road through Group B and hopefully on to the group stage. If this takes place, there will be euphoria in this country. This will be Canada's first win ever at a World Cup, and it couldn't come at a better time and in a better place on home soil. Just so the fans know that following tomorrow's game, we will do a podcast reacting to the game no matter how it turns out. Let's hope that Canada does the nation proud. I think this team has pride, they have a brotherhood, and I think they will be eager to please, and they will please their fans, their families, and the nation with an opening victory. If you like what you're hearing, please hit like and subscribe. As we say at the end of these podcasts, let the sports be with you.